Hey, I'm Max. I'm a fourth year psychology major at University of Windsor, and I'm from Windsor as well.
How do you think connections between your friends and other students have been most strongly affected by the pandemic?
Well, I would say losing the face-to-face interaction is definitely a big thing. That's probably pretty common between like every student. Microsoft Teams is kind of nice for making up for that. At least you can still meet, like if you need to do like group studying or things like that with them, it makes it a lot more convenient. But that's definitely the biggest thing that's been impacted because you can still text everyone, you can still call them. So all that stuff to the same extent you're losing that face-to-face interaction that you have with them in the class and that. I would say finding ways to stay focused and on task with school. I usually take like at least one online course a semester just to like lighten up the amount of time that or like free up my schedule a little bit so I'm driving to the campus less. But I find like every course online is a lot harder to pay attention to and keep track of things. So I've had to be a lot more on myself about keeping a schedule and marking things down on a calendar so I can keep track of like when things are due, as opposed to like previous semesters where I'd end up showing up to class and then I'd be able to keep track of it, like actively talk to my friends and stuff about what we have going on in the class, whereas a lot different this semester.
Do you think that there's a stronger sense of community among students or any other positive things that have emerged from education during the pandemic?
Definitely a stronger sense of community. I'd say a lot of us are developing different studying skills too and things like that. At least with our environments being a lot more difficult to stay focused in, you got to find a different way to stay on task when you're doing schoolwork and things like that. It has definitely built like a community amongst students, at least in courses where you have to engage with other students. I know there's a lot more discussion boards and things like that for my classes at least, which makes up for that at least missing in-person interaction by giving you interaction with your classmates. I had some classes last semester that had us doing group work projects, and you make friends through things like that as well. Even it's not the worst engaging them through an online setting either. You can still make it comfortable just by getting to know people and things like that. They're definitely building different learning skills, at least to say the very least, right? I feel like it's a whole different set of like skills that you need for online learning, wherein you need to motivate yourself a lot more to do things because there's less of an like in-class atmosphere setting, like I said, where you're feeling like, okay, well, I got to engage in these classes and that all of these people around me are doing studies. That's the main thing, at least, I'd say, building that skill. Being able to motivate yourself is definitely a big one for online learning, as well as finding different ways to keep yourself on task while you're studying too. I find that is a big one as well. A lot of it is like tying yourself down and forcing yourself to work better as like or be more motivated in your classes at least. I feel like that's the biggest skill I've gained from it at least.